Good morning, I'm Ilka Oster,
I'm Joe Drennan.
and this morning we want to talk to you about loving, peaceful, passionate relationships, particularly our intimate relationships. And how is it for you now, Joe?
Well, life is pretty darn good now. Well, like with regard to my relationships, I do have a great relationship where I can truly be me, and I feel that there's plenty of open, honest communication. It's wonderful.
Fantastic. But it hasn't always been like that, has it?
Well, no, it hasn't always been like that.
Yeah, and the same for me too, but we're going to explore where you started, where this all began, and what happened for you when you started out in this path to changing it.
Well, there has been a deep yearning in me for change from a very, very young age. In my teens, I started reading books and watching videos and just trying to absorb as much knowledge as I could on personal behaviour, growth, changing behaviours. I even started a psych degree thinking, that'll fix me.
You tried to really intellectually understand it, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I did.
And how did that kind of work for you? It's like we ask all the why questions. And,
yeah. Well, it felt good gaining all this knowledge, but I didn't really change. Very little in my life or me as a person changed.
And what about the emotions, Joe? What were you doing with those?
Well, I was excellent at stuffing down my emotions. I do have intense emotions, but I just didn't really know how to deal with them, and my choice was to stuff them down.
And if they came up, what did you think about your emotions? Like, what were you?
Well, back in the past, I would think they were bad. It was bad to have feelings like that, and I would try to put them aside. But now I know feelings are really just messengers and can be powerful life changers if we listen to them.
Yeah, and that was the big change for you, wasn't it? When you started to realise that feelings were the messengers. Yeah. And the work I do as a fast EFT practitioner, that's really where the changes are happening. We're finding those emotions, and then we're going back to a memory from the past and changing where it all began. So the core root of these things. And we've got a great example for you that Joe was able to change around speaking up. So can you tell us about that memory?
Yeah. This one was back in kindy when I was having lots of fun in the playground at lunchtime, and with the boys, and yelling and screaming, being really loud, really vocal. And a teacher came along and saw me, and she put a stop to it immediately, and I got in big trouble. But wasn't so much right there and then. It was then back in the classroom after lunch. She stood me up in front of the class, and she really gave it to me for being loud and having fun with the boys.
And this is the exact same feeling state that you were then experiencing in your adult life, wasn't it? That's the important part to pick up here, that frozen feeling.
I was frozen solid. I couldn't speak, and even though I say frozen, like still like I couldn't move, my blood was boiling inside, and I couldn't speak. And I found that later in life, when I wanted to speak up, this same thing would happen to me.
Yes. So this is going back to where it started, and then when we use a tapping technique, tapping on the face and that to help release the emotional charge, you can then go in and actually change the memory, which is what you did, didn't you?
I did change the memory. I changed it to me saying to the teacher, well, aren't I allowed to have fun and be loud and play with the boys? And she said, well, Joe, let's put it to the class. And we took a vote, and every child in that class put their hand up and agreed that yes, Joe can have fun and be loud and expressive and play with the boys.
Yeah. And so then the subconscious mind, which is really, if just in simple terms, the subconscious mind is the mind that remembers what 5 times 5 is. It's the one. It's what taught you to write. It's what taught you to drive. It's why you can walk. Everything operates automatically from the subconscious. So there's no trying in the subconscious. It's all automatic. And when you go back and change the memories where some of these core belief structures and feeling states started, then you're changing the automatic part of you. So it's not difficult. It really becomes so easy once you change these parts of you. What's been your experience, Joe, like by changing? Because this is one of the memories Joe's changed, but you've also changed some other bigger stuff and that in your childhood. And what's that been?
I think it's interesting to note, though, that like that memory from in the classroom now as an adult, like I don't picture that as something tragic. But back as a child,
yes,
it's terrifying, and that's what we carry through, that feeling of being terrified when I speak up.
Yes.
So now I can be more honest and open in my relationships, and honest communication in a relationship is an absolute must for a successful relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, but does become automatic though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't have to overthink everything.
Yes. So that's what happens when we go back and change the childhood memories, release the emotional charge, change how they're represented in the mind. The brain then starts to operate from those memories as opposed to what's hidden sometimes in the subconscious, and often we're not aware of it until we start asking these messengers, which are the emotions, that we start asking the emotions to be our messages, and then often they will show us these memories that will need changing. So yeah, if you want to find out more, we've got some.
Yes, from June 1st, we have a free 7-day challenge. You can join us and we can show you how to bring more passion, joy, excitement, fun into your relationships and change yourself within you, because when you change what's going on with you, what happens outside of you changes.
Yeah, and I think that's the important thing. We've written as the title to this video, passion starts where? It starts by changing inside of you, as Joe said. So yeah, we really want to bring that to you and hope that you can join us.
Yep, 7-day challenge, June 1st. Comment below and we'll give you some more info. And we'll be back next Wednesday.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.